Now let's go to the next, and that's number 11. This is 11a. Two polygons P and Q are such that the number of sides of P is twice the number of sides of Q. Let the number of sides of P let that be equal to small letter p, and the number of sides of the polygon Q be equal to small letter q. Now this is small letter p. They said the question says the number of sides of P is twice the number of sides of Q. That means small p is 2q. The difference between the exterior angles of Q and P is 45 degrees. We know that the exterior angle of a polygon is given by sum of exterior angles, which is 360 degrees over number of sides. Exterior angle equals sum of exterior angles divided by number of sides. Now the information says the difference between the exterior angles of Q and P is 45 degrees. That means the exterior angle of Q minus the exterior angle of P is 45 degrees. The exterior angle of Q is going to be 360 degrees over number of sides of Q, which is small letter q, minus the exterior angle of P is 360 degrees over number of sides of P, which is small letter p, and that difference is 45 degrees. Now from here we know that P is 2q. We already said that here. P is equal to 2q. So I'm going to replace P with 2q. So that simply means 360 over q minus 360 over 2q equals 45. And the question is find the number of sides of P. So the LCM is 2q, and that simply means 2q divided by q is 2 times 360. That's 720 minus 2q divided by 2q is 1. 1 times 360 is 360. So I'm going to have here 720 minus 360 equals 45. This is 360. That simply means 720 minus 360 is 360 over 2q equals 45. When we cross multiply, that's going to become 90q equals 360. And that simply means q equals 360 divided by 90. Q equals 4. Now they say we find the number of sides of P. Therefore, P, which is the same as 2 times q, will be 2 times 4, which is 8. So number of sides of P is therefore 8 sides. So that means the polygon P has 8 sides. Now we go to the next question, which is B. The area of a semicircle is 32 pi centimeter squared. The area of a semicircle is 32 pi centimeter squared. Find in terms of pi the circumference of the semicircle. Let me sketch the semicircle here. Let's have a sketch here. This is a semicircle. The area of the semicircle is area of the semicircle is 32 pi centimeter squared. Now they want us to find in terms of pi the circumference of the semicircle. Circumference is the circumference of a shape is the same as the perimeter of that shape, and that's the distance around the shape, or better say the sum of all of the lengths of a shape. So in this case, the perimeter of this semicircle, which is the same as its circumference, will be the length of this arc plus this straight length. That's what will give us this perimeter of a semicircle, which is the same as its circumference. Now I need to find the diameter of a semicircle. If area is 32 pi centimeter squared, I know the area of a semicircle. Area of semicircle is given by the formula 1 over 2 pi r squared. A semicircle is half of a circle, so its area is also half the area of a circle. So So that simply means half pi r squared is equal to 32 pi. What do we do? If we divide both sides by pi will cancel pi here, and that simply means r squared over 2 will be equal to 32. Now when we cross multiply, r squared will be equal to 64, and that simply means r squared is 64, which simply means r equals 8 centimeters. Now if r is 8, that means the diameter of a semicircle is 2 times 8, that's 2r, and that's 16 centimeters. So this is what the shape actually looks like. This is a semicircle and its diameter is 16 centimeters, and we can find its circumference. Circumference is therefore equal to, okay, before I find circumference, let me find length of arc. The length of this arc is half pi d. That's just like saying half the circumference of a circle, which is the circumference of a circle is pi d, half of that is half pi d, and that's the length of half of a circle. So the length of the arc in this case is half pi d, and that's going to be 1 over 2 times pi times 16. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 8, and that's 8 pi. So the length of the arc is 8 pi centimeters. Let me write that well. So therefore the circumference of the semicircle is equal to the length of the arc, which is 8 pi, plus the straight length, which is the same as the diameter, and that's 16, which simply means 8 into bracket pi plus 2 centimeters. And that's it, very, very simply. Alright, let's take a breather and then come back for the next. Thank you very much.